Alright, today we're having a look at Light of Your Location by Oya 710. Alright, so here we are looking at hi, Light of Your Location by Oya 710. It's a LBP2 platformer with interesting conceit. We can only see where our sack thing is by this little blinking light that's going on here, but apparently we still have sack thing controls, so that's kind of interesting. I wasn't really expecting that, but to be honest, I don't know 100% what I expected. It's, there feels like there's a little bit of lag on the movement of the character. So that is a bit of an issue. Now, I'm guessing that star in the center there is, I'm guessing that star in the center there is a hazard, so we want to get over that. Now, I do appreciate that Oya gave us the kind of how-to at the beginning of the level, because I probably wouldn't have figured it out otherwise. And, okay, is this ice? It feels like it's supposed to be ice. Pyong. Oh wait, is the star a hazard or not? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. We should try to run into that. This is race. I can't actually reach the star. Okay. So, what's... we want to avoid the white dots, maybe? I don't know. We didn't die, so... Oh, maybe the white dots were going to be bounce pads. And send us, like, flying into the electrical bit on the top. This is really kind of neat. I wish I had played this in its heyday. Because as I said, this is an LBP2 level. This was actually made on my birthday, but not for me. But it was on my birthday in 2012, so that's kind of cool. Excuse me? Where are we, is there a grabby bit? Okay, there is a grabby bit, but it's weird that they kind of broke the immersion. Okay. I'm just guessing, basically, that this is what we're supposed to be doing, and it worked. I wonder if that is an actual break to the immersion, or if that is something that didn't load in properly, because here it looks like we've got both going on. I bet this is maybe... that doesn't work. I bet this is some kind of kerfluffle between LBP2 and LBP3, which is a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen this in its pure state, but such is life. And actually, speaking of life, we're going to have to go back to the hub. We'll talk about it, but we'll see you there. See yas! And we're back. And Light of Your Location by Oya 710. And it's an interesting yellow square with the possibility of a skull on it, depending. It's all kind of weird, but I really enjoyed the level, and I enjoyed the conceit of the level. I had issues with the level that I do think need to be addressed. Now, the level, as we saw, was pretty much as presented in the video. There wasn't too much beyond the point that we actually played. You are mostly blocked off from view. You've got a little, almost like a pixel bouncy bit that is representing your sack character, and you're going through these different screens, bounce to get to the end goal, to get to where you are trying to go. The end goal being a button that you're going to stand on for a couple of seconds, which is one point that I do feel is kind of against the level, because the level is a race level. So anytime that you're making the character or player, excuse me, you're making the player wait is wasted time on the race gate. And I do think that if you got a race level, you should be working to keep the pace of that level consistent and throughout, without like stops or places that the player does not have control over, because it feels like wasted time. It feels like points off of the scoreboard. But now, as far as the individual areas that you're in, and there's not really a lot that is super difficult. We've got, basic jumping. There's a little bit of rotating bits that you're gonna hang on and you're gonna go across. And there was that bit that we saw in the video where there are lighted things going on the ground, electrical field on the top. Turns out, yes, in fact, those lighted things are bounce pads and they will send you up to your death. So you want to watch out for those, because that's another way to get yourself killed, and that you don't want to do that. That's kind of a problem. Now, the big issue I had with the level, and it's hard to say if this is a problem with LBP 3 handling an LBP 2 level, or if this was something that was actually in the original level itself. I have to feel that that is not in fact the case, because it makes it feel very unfinished, and that doesn't seem very Ouya-esque. But there are a number of places where the kind of main conceit, where you can only see the dot and you're moving along that way, breaks down, and you can actually see your sack thing character moving through the level, which actually makes the level, it would seem, a little bit easier. Except in places like that, we may have seen one in the video, you can't always see the gameplay elements that you are supposed to be interacting with. Now, I remember there was one point, I think this was after we finished the video, where you get to a place where it's just an empty pit. There's nothing there, and you kind of have to jump and try to hope to figure out what you're supposed to do in that section. Except I played it through for pips the second time, and there are rotating square blocks that you can run on. We could only see the two at the very end, before the button that would get you through to the last point. So those didn't show up the first time I played. The two of them showed up the second time I played. Maybe when you play, all 4 blocks will show up, but it'll be a black screen with the pixel dot representing your movement. I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a weird mystery, but that is one issue there. So if you are playing in LBP 3, your play experience may be a little bit random, to be perfectly honest, and there's not too much you can do about it. And that is one reason why I think it's not a green circle necessarily. One thing I want to point out is that the music in the level is absolutely great, by a group called Pandas with a Z dash LBP. They put together a lot of really good tracks, and the tracks that are used in light of your location are absolutely solid, and I could sit on some of those screens and just listen to the music, and that would have been enough for me. But it's a cool level. The conceit of the level is really good. It just needs, I don't know what it needs, to be perfectly honest, because I don't know if it can be saved. It needs to be played in LBP2 to get the hopefully appropriate experience there. But give it a shot if you've got a chance in LBP2. If you can only play in LBP3, it is playable, but difficult. But yeah, I think that does it for us this go about. So from me, Disco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.